Good evening, everyone. We will start our energization today, and Swamiji is going to lead us, so we have to watch the television.
Heavenly Father, recharge my body with thy cosmic energy, my mind with thy concentration, my soul with thy ever-new joy. O eternal youth of body and mind, abide in me forever and forever. Om. Amen. Double breathing. Leg recharging. Ankle recharging. Leg the other side. Ankle 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. Calf and forearm, left side, alternating. Calf and forearm, thigh and upper arm. Right side. Both sides, calf and forearm, thigh and upper arm, calf and forearm, thigh and upper arm. Remember to relax gradually, tense gradually. Left buttock and chest, relax. Right buttock and right chest, relax. Alternately left side, right side, left side, backs, right side. Then do the back, lower part of the back, left, right, left, right, left, right. Middle back between the shoulder blades, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then upper part above the shoulder blades, left, right, alternately, left, right, left, right. Then place your hands on the shoulders and rotate with tension forwards and reverse. Then tense the throat. Alternately, and then the inner throat. Then place the chin on the chest, bring the head back, relax. Rotation with tension. And relax, and then reverse with tension. And relax without tension, 2 times one way, 2 times the other way. Lower back adjusting. Hands on hips, rotation. And 3 times one way, then 3 times the other. You hold your breath while rotating. And then, with tension in the back, bending from side to side. And then forwards and backwards. Bringing the hands up a little higher each time. Breathe normally. Hips straight ahead, twisting the spine. Awakening the brain cells. Awakening energy in the brain. Massage the medulla. Massage the scalp. Place the fingers on the scalp. Move them. Don't let them slip on the scalp. Move them about in different positions. On top of the scalp, forwards, then sideways, then rotating. Hands, fingertips on the medulla. Rotate 3 times one way, 3 times the other way, then draw the head back. And exhale and push the head down. Tense as you come up, relax as you go down. Tense the biceps alternately, sending energy to them. Remember, the greater the will, the greater the flow of energy. Let it be a feeling of willingness. You want the energy to flow. All right, hands down, and let's do the 20-part body recharging. Inhale, double breath, intense, low, medium, high. Relax. Tense harder and harder when you tense. Left foot, relax. Right foot, relax. Left calf, relax. Right calf, relax. Left thigh, relax. Right thigh, relax. Left buttock, relax. Right buttock, relax. Abdomen, stomach, left forearm, right forearm, left upper arm, right upper arm, left chest, right chest, left neck, right, front, back. Tense upwards, inhaling all the way, and hold the tension as you come up. Arm lifting to the side. Double breathing, elbows touching. Out to the side. Rotation. Tense harder and harder. Relax, reverse, relax, in front, finger recharging. Four-part arm recharging. Arm lifting alternately. Out to the side, up to the side. Walking. Running. Fencing. Rotation. Reverse. Stomach. Once more, try rotating if you can. Double breathing, palms touching. Leg recharging. It may help your balance to hold your elbow with one hand, not necessary. Rotate the ankles, the other leg. And rotate. Rotate the leg in large circles, 3 times one way. Reverse. Other leg. Then double breathing without tension.
Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tvam Namami Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Let's offer a prayer together. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, and beloved God, great Gurus, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashay, Swami Shri Yukteswar Ji, Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, beloved Swami Ji, we humbly bow before all of you. Divine Masters, be with us in this meditation. Be with us in this satsang. Infuse us with your love. Make us perfect instruments of your love, of your light into this world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We'll take this chant into meditation. Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I confusion, always I Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. Lord, when in darkness, Lord, in confusion, always I follow thee. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. If I grieve or lose my way, only thou canst comfort me. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. All I live for is to love thee, my eternal friend. My eternal friend. My eternal friend. Let's meditate now. We'll meditate till about 7:20. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And again, as Swamiji started us with the energization, we are going to listen to Swamiji. So again, those who are in person, we may have to rearrange our chairs a little.
Namaste. I've told you in these recent days about the importance of being happy. It's a very important practice. People think, well, I mean, the circumstances are what they are. I can't be happy just by ignoring them. I have to be realistic. Well, the truth is that happiness actually, or I should say your attitude of mind, not only affects how you look at things, it changes things themselves. I've been amazed to see how when I had the right attitude, it was like a theory I got in college, and I put it to the proof and I found it to be true. That if I expected to be lucky, everything worked out for me. If I expected to be unlucky, nothing worked out. There was a girl I met in Mexico City, and she and her mother went to the horse races with the father. And the father bet and won sometimes, lost sometimes. They bet and won every time. Why? Well, they didn't they didn't bet on any scientific system. They bet because they liked the funny spot on that horse's nose or its little white fetlocks or whatever it might be. Some purely imaginary reason. But they had this positive expectation of winning, and somehow they won every race. When you have a positive expectation, you tune into what will work, and more than that even, you find that you make things work well. I had a desire when I finished my sophomore year in college to take a trip to Mexico. I didn't have any money to go. My parents actually were in Romania, and I couldn't get a hold of money, but they wouldn't have given it to me for that. Anyway, my father was very strict about that kind of thing. He had it, but he didn't want me to waste it. And so I decided I needed money to go to Mexico, and how was I to get it short of robbing a bank? I didn't want to work all summer. I would never get to Mexico that way. But how would I go without money? And then suddenly I remembered, because I had this full expectation that I would go. And so I remembered that the college offered certain prizes for essays written. And I looked through them, and it was a prize for this for $15, then for $10. I thought, well, that won't ever get me there. Then I saw a prize, $100. And I thought, wow, that'll take me a long way. This was 1945. And so I looked at the subject. It was an essay on the basic principles underlying the government of the United States. I thought, who would ever write an essay on a subject like that? Sounded so legalistic. And I looked back several years and I saw that nobody had won that prize. I guess everybody was as discouraged as I felt. Then I thought, well, if I'm the only entry, maybe I can succeed. And so I thought, well, what are the basic principles? We all know the basic ones. The pursuit of happiness, that the freedom is the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. So I divided my essay into 3 sections: life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. And I showed how, because people were pursuing property and greed and money and so on, they lost both their life and their happiness. And so, and their liberty. And this essay was interesting enough even for the college professors to pass it about among each other. And it didn't take any work for me because I very strongly believed in those principles as I described them. So I won that $100. And then there was a poetry prize, and the poetry club was sort of trying to guess which one of their members would win. But I had written I wanted to be a poet too. I just didn't join the club because I didn't think poetry should be written as a committee thing. And so mine happily won that. So I went off with $115. And again, my principle on if you want to be lucky, go out and meet luck halfway. I decided to hitchhike. And I happened to have a ticket from New York to Philadelphia, so I took the train ticket that way. And on the train, I met a young couple who were, they saw me with my knapsack, which is what I carried then, and they said, "Oh, are you a camper?" And I said, "Well, I'm going hitchhiking." So we hit up a nice friendship, and we were singing folk songs together and so on. And so they invited me to stay the night at their home in Ardmore. And it was a perfectly glorious occasion because somebody was getting married and relatives were coming from all over the country, and they had wonderful food and everything. And the next day, the matron of the family came in. I was just about to leave. And she said, "You know, my son, Bob Watson, his name was, is going to Mexico tomorrow by car. His company is sending him there. I know he'd be happy to have a second driver." And so she said, "Would you like to go with him?" Well, would I? So I got a free ride all the way to Mexico City. No trouble, no difficulty. He paid for my trip because he took me on with his company's expense account as a second driver. And I got to stay in his home in Mexico. And I made that $100 last the whole summer, which otherwise it certainly would not have done. But so many times in my life I have seen that with a happy attitude, it's not that you're in a dream world and just imagining things to be nice when they aren't. You make things good for yourself. By your attitude, you can even make the horses come out right, or at least get in tune with the one that will. I don't gamble myself. I'm against gambling. I think it's a foolish way to make money, and it fans the desire for money. In fact, I remember one time I was with my parents, and they wanted to play a game of bridge with some friends of theirs, and they wanted to play for a penny a point, and I was at a difficulty there because I don't gamble, I don't like to gamble, but I didn't want to be a disobedient son. So I said, "Divine Mother, help me out. I don't want to win, I don't want to lose, but help me out." So I played the game. My score at the end of the evening was just what I wanted, 0. But I have seen these things happen again and again in my life, so that I am absolutely sure of what I'm talking about. When you go out expecting things to work for you and with a joyful expectation, not, yeah, everybody says so, I guess it'll be. No, it will work out. You'll be amazed how your own mind can change your destiny. Was it my karma then to do that? Well, I suppose it was my karma to get that positive attitude. I'd forget the whole word karma. It becomes an anchor around people's neck. Forget it. It's all my karma. No, you are a free soul and you can fight that karma and you can overcome it. You can overcome every disadvantage. Are you poor? Are you living in a hovel? Do you have a hard time feeding your family? Never mind. You can, with the right attitude, don't develop that negative expectation. That's why I don't really like to give to beggars. Sometimes I do, more for my sake than for theirs. But I remember in Gurgaon, a beggar came to our door, to our car, and asked for money, and we were trying to find a place, and we asked him how to get there. He was outraged that we would ask him anything, and he refused to answer. Begging creates a bad karma, a karma of taking. You have to learn to give. To get good karma, you have to give of yourself. And this is why begging creates worse karma. Don't beg. Don't beg of life. Don't be... there was a song that my guru wrote. It's from the Bengali. Jabe ki hai dinay amar bifole choriye. Dibanishi achi boshi asha polto nirokie. Door of my heart, he says, day and night I live for you. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? In the Bengali it says, will my thirst never be slaked? And then it says, Ami Bikiri, I'm a beggar at your door. Master wouldn't translate those words. He says, why be a beggar before God? He wants to give you his abundance. He doesn't hold any grudge against you. He wants to help you. He's your own father, your own mother. So ask him with that kind of confidence that he wants to help you. It's good to bring God into the picture. Before, I didn't know whether there was a God, so I didn't think of him. But now that I bring him into the picture, things work much better. And I found again and again that things just work right because I expect them to. When I went to Mexico, after a while I got dysentery and streptococcus and tonsillitis, and I became ill and a little discouraged. I hadn't found the happiness that I wanted there. I had thought to find happiness among simple country people, simple primitive people, and I didn't find it. And I realized I could have the same stomach aches and headaches and moods in Mexico as I could in Scarsdale, New York. And I came back and I was a little discouraged with things. And because of that, everything began to work wrong for me. Nothing would work right until I regained my usual buoyant attitude, and then suddenly everything was right again. And right in this sense, that I'd come to a town, I would want to find somebody, and I'd look in the telephone directory, he'd be right across the street from me. Again and again things like that happen. Develop a buoyant, positive attitude toward life. Being happy is not a fool's paradise. Not only does it make it possible for you, even in the midst of suffering and darkness, to be happy. There's a beautiful book by a Christian called Thomas Merton, and he talked about going to Harlem, and that is in New York, perhaps the worst possible place. I haven't been there for many years. Maybe it's changed, I don't know. But there's a lot of crime and selfishness there. But he said he saw a couple of old women there who were saints, living in all that squalor, all that crime and depravity, you might say. Here, these two women were saints. You can create your heaven anywhere. They thought only in terms of giving. They saw only kindness. See kindness in others. And you know, it's actually a lovely practice when people aren't kind to thank them, because they're helping you to see things more truly. Always be a grateful person. Don't hold grudges against anybody. You'll find freedom in yourself, and you'll find then, astonishingly, that people will treat you differently. I remember one time I was to go to Europe from America, and I was in line, and I had a harmonium with me and several things that made me way overweight, but I didn't know what to do about it. And I couldn't just leave them in New York. And the man in front of me was being charged overweight, and he was shouting and spluttering, and he said, "Bring the manager, I want to talk to him." And the manager came out, and the manager explained, "I'm sorry, but these are our regulations." And he was saying, "I'll never fly Pan Am again, I'll take another airline." And so he went on the other, he went away very angrily. No, I guess he paid in this case, but he was furious. Anyway, I was just thinking that I've got a lot more overweight than this man has, and I don't have any money. What am I going to do? So I just decided God is in that clerk there behind the counter. And I came up to him with a smile, thinking, this is God here. And I gave him my harmonium and everything. And he said, "Well, what have we here?" "Oh, all right, all right." And he just let me go through with everything. You will be amazed at how people themselves change their attitudes. The world changes. Everything becomes different. We're living in a world that is not just a physical, material thing. Everything is a manifestation of God's consciousness, and His consciousness can change everything. There was a time after the Second World War when Yogananda was in Los Angeles. There was a great storm, a big wind blew up, and he said it was really, I could see it was the bad karma of World War II blowing. And they came into Mount Washington at that time, and he told one of his disciples, Durga Ma, to take off her shoe and hit it 3 times on the terrace there, on the porch, to hit it 3 times on the porch and say a certain mantra. And she did so, and suddenly the wind stopped. in the paper the next day it spoke about this freak storm that had come up suddenly and then suddenly disappeared. Well, thoughts, power, mantras, all these things they're powerful. And they can affect this world because this world is basically made of consciousness. So we must understand that being the fact, our consciousness can affect this world. With a strong willpower, you can change your own destiny. You don't have to be destined for failure. You don't have to be destined for ruin or disappointment of any kind. If you have a cheerful answer to everything, if things go wrong and you say, well, it's okay, it'll turn out all right in the end. If you can do that, then you will be free. Your attitude, your positive nature can change the world around you. Mind you, for other people, their world may be in shambles, but your world can be free. You are a part of God. Remember that story of the shortbread? Yogananda said, Divine Mother, how come? And this light shone down on the ceiling, on the roof of that shortbread store, and the woman a moment later came out and said, wait, I'll let you have this shortbread and I can let somebody else have that. Even in little things, you will find that He does and will take care of you. It is so wonderful to live life knowing that there is a God up there, that He does love you, that He will take care of you even in little ways. You are His child, His mother, His daughter, His son. You are His. And if you will go hand in hand through life, you'll find that even the suffering that life gives you, I have found this again and again in my life, the hardest tests turned out to be the greatest blessings. Everything turns out well in the end if you give your life, your heart, your actions, your deeds, everything, if you give all that to Him. Remember, you are not just a beggar sitting on the wayside. You are a prince. You are a child of the infinite. Joy to you.
Stand, have a happy now.
Let's close by sharing the blessings of this evening with everyone as we chant Om 3 times. Divine Mother, may thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken thy love in all hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you again, everyone. I guess we have a few announcements. Is that true?
Anyways, so we have two things. One is that we are starting with the level 1 on 23rd of November, the first class of that series, and the second class will be on 30th November. Okay. And we do have some flyers if somebody wants to take them and paste it somewhere around your house or in your office or in any cafe, wherever you feel like. So do take them. And then the second announcement is that on 30th of November, we have Kriya initiation only for the Kriya Bans. So it will be from 10 to 12:30. Okay.